90 days ago, someone watching a video exactly like this one had $400 in their bank account, $2,000 in credit card debt, and zero invested. Today, 90 days later, they have $6,000 saved. Their credit card balance is cut in half, and they have their first investment account running automatically. Same job, same income, same life. What changed was the order of moves. That's what this is. Not a theory, not inspiration. The exact sequence, month by month, that takes your finances from wherever they are right now to somewhere completely different by day 90. 3 months, 12 weeks, 90 days. And it starts with one thing that most people skip entirely. And it's the reason most financial plans fail before they even begin. Month 1 is about one thing: stopping the bleeding. And I don't mean that dramatically. I mean finding exactly where the money is quietly disappearing and building a system that catches it. Week 1, the audit. Pull up every bank and credit card statement from the last 3 months, every single one, and sort every expense into 3 buckets: needs, rent, utilities, groceries, minimum debt payments, things that happen whether you think about them or not. Wants, eating out, subscriptions, ride shares, anything that felt optional when you bought it. Debt, anything carrying an interest rate. Now add up the wants column, just that one column. For most people, this is the first genuinely uncomfortable moment of this process, because the wants column is almost always bigger than they think. Not because they're irresponsible, because nobody ever made the number visible before. One rideshare habit, $180 a month. 3 forgotten subscriptions, $60 a month. Lunch out 4 times a week, $200 a month. That's $440 a month on things that were never a conscious decision. They were just habits. $440 a month is $5,280 a year. And it was just going quietly without a decision ever being made. Week 2. Cut the obvious ones. Go through the wants list and ask one question per item. If I had to consciously decide to buy this again today, would I? Not can I afford it, not do I kinda use it. Would I actively choose it today with full awareness of what it costs? The ones that get a clear yes, keep them. The ones that get a hesitation, cut them for now. 90 days, not forever. If you find $200 a month this way, that's $2,400 over the course of this reset. That's your emergency fund. That's your first investment account. That's options you don't currently have. Week 3, automate everything. Here's the move that makes the whole system run without willpower. The moment your paycheck hits, set up automatic transfers. Before you see the money, before you can spend it, it splits automatically. Fixed amount goes to bills account. Fixed amount goes to savings. The rest goes to your spending account. That's the only account you touch day to day. You can't spend what you don't see, and the system doesn't require you to be disciplined every single day. It requires you to set it up once and then let it run. Month 1 ends with 3 things done. You know exactly where your money goes. You cut the leaks, and the system is automated. That feeling at the end of month 1 of actually knowing your numbers for the first time, that's not a small thing. Most people live their entire lives without that clarity. Month 2 is where the build begins. Month 1 stopped the bleeding. Month 2 starts the momentum. Week 4, attack the debt with a phone call. If you have credit card debt, before you make one extra payment, call the credit card company and ask them to lower your interest rate. Just ask. Tell them you've been a customer for a while, tell them you've seen competitive rates elsewhere, and ask if they can do anything. Most people never make this call. The average credit card rate right now is over 21%. Getting it down even 3 or 4 points saves you real money on every single payment going forward. And the call takes 5 minutes. Worst case, they say no. Best case, you just saved hundreds of dollars in interest for free. Now add whatever you freed up in month 1 to your minimum payment. Even $75 extra per month on a $2,500 balance cuts the payoff time almost in half and saves you $600 to $700 in interest. The debt doesn't disappear in month 2, but the plan is running. The payoff date is real now instead of theoretical.
Week 5. Hit $1,000. Before anything else, $1,000 saved. That's the first real milestone. 59% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing. If you get your savings account to $1,000, you've crossed a line that most people around you haven't crossed. And here's what that actually feels like. This is the part nobody talks about. When something goes wrong in month 2, a car repair, a medical bill, something unexpected, and you cover it without going further into debt, for the first time, maybe ever, that's a different feeling. That's what control feels like. Sell anything you don't use. Electronics, clothes, furniture. One weekend of selling on Facebook Marketplace can get you $200 toward that $1,000. Redirect the month 1 cuts. That's another $200 a month. Hit the target faster than you think. Week 6. Open the investment account. This is the week most people keep delaying. I'll invest when I have more. That sentence has cost people hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost compounding. Open a brokerage account. Takes 10 minutes online. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, pick one. Buy an S&P 500 index fund. Put in whatever you have, $50, $100, whatever month 1 and 2 freed up. Here's why this week matters more than the dollar amount. $50 a month invested from age 25 becomes $75,000 by retirement without ever increasing the amount. $200 a month becomes $298,000. The numbers compound, but only if the account is open and the habit is running. Month 2 ends with the debt plan active, $1,000 in savings, and the first investment made. 3 months ago, that person had $400 and no plan. Now they have a system.
Month 3 is where the habits become permanent and where you start asking a question month 1 never had room for. How do I earn more? The income ceiling. Month 1 and 2 were about cutting expenses, and cutting has a floor. There's only so much to cut, but income has no ceiling. And the single highest leverage move most people can make in month 3 costs nothing except a conversation. Ask for a raise. Research what your role pays at other companies. Walk into that conversation with data, not just a feeling. And if the answer is no or not yet, you now have information about whether this employer is worth staying at. The people who switched jobs in the same period, the ones who took an outside offer instead of a counteroffer, typically jumped 25 to 35% in salary in one move. That's not a side hustle. That's not cutting streaming services. That's the biggest single financial move most people can make, and most never do because they're uncomfortable with the conversation.
A side hustle in month 3 is real too, but start small. One skill, one platform, 1 or 2 weekends a month. $200 to $400 in additional income redirected straight into the investment account changes the compounding math significantly. The review, where you actually see what happened. At the end of week 10, pull the same numbers you pulled in week 1. Same categories, same 3 buckets. Compare them. The leaks are smaller. The savings exist. The debt is lower. The investment account has something in it. It won't be perfect. That's not the goal. The goal is direction. And if the direction changed in 90 days, the compounding over the next 5 years is completely different from what it would have been. The next 90 days. Write down 3 goals. One for 6 months from now, one for 1 year, one for 3 years. Not vague goals. Real numbers, real dates. $10,000 saved by November. Credit card gone by February. $500 a month invested by next January.
Research shows that writing a specific goal with a specific number and a specific date makes you 42% more likely to achieve it compared to just thinking about it. The act of writing it changes the probability. 90 days from now, you're going to be somewhere financially. The only question is whether you made decisions this week that changed where that somewhere is. 90 days. Here's what that actually looks like by the end. Month 1. You know your numbers for the first time. The leaks are found, the system is automated. Month 2. The debt has a plan. The emergency fund exists. The first investment is made. Month 3. The income conversation happened. The review showed real progress. The next 90 days have written goals attached to specific numbers. That person from the beginning of this video, $400, $2,000 in debt, 0 invested, by day 90, they had $6,000 saved, the debt cut in half, and a running investment account. Same income, different system, different life. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not next Monday, not when things settle down, right now. Drop a comment with your starting point. Whatever it is, savings balance, debt amount, where you're beginning. Come back in 90 days and tell me what changed. Because the people who say it out loud, who commit to it publicly, even in a comment section, are the ones who actually do it. Day 1 starts now.